Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have a great article for you guys from Yahoo Finance. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So I know both AT&T and Verizon are mentioned in this article. I'll be covering them separately. In this first video, I'm going to start off with Verizon. So Verizon's dividends look safe, analyst says. So I'll just cover the opening statement here. Shares of AT&T and Verizon Communications sports two of the highest dividend yields in the S&P 500, and that's making some equity income investors increasingly nervous. The reason being that the dividend yields on the telecommunications stocks are unusually elevated because their share prices are in the dump. So here is the analysts that are saying that AT&T and Verizon's dividends look safe. He doesn't really say they are safe or they will be safe. He just says that they will look safe. So Michael Rollins this week raised his recommendation on both AT&T and Verizon to buy from neutral, the equivalent of hold. He also maintained his high risk rating on both stocks. Rollins argues that AT&T and Verizon could become turnaround stories if the costs associated with the lead cleanup are lower than expected. So I just want to discuss that briefly. So again, disclaimer, I'm no financial expert, I'm no stock expert, so don't go and buy and sell any stock or get any stock based on what I say. So I just want to know the thinking about this, right? So the lead cleanup, that caused chaos to the stock. That was chaos for AT&T, chaos for Verizon. And now I want to focus on what's more important, in my opinion, right? Whether this is going to be big or not, I don't think matters too much. It's going to get paid. It's going to be over with at some point. But what are these analysts that are giving these buy ratings from neutral? What are they going to say if Verizon continues to not grow on the consumer side? I think that's the bigger problem. So if he can sit there and say that the dividend looks safe based on something that's going to eventually go away, right? The lead cleanup. Eventually that's going to be done. Even if Verizon had to pay, millions of dollars as an example, that's going to be done with. But the consumer growth has not been coming in for many quarters, and it could continue for many more quarters. So when is that going to change and pivot to where they actually start growing? I think that's a far bigger issue versus some investors, that are selling off because of a lead issue. That's going to go away at some point. That is not going to stay around. Verizon not growing on the consumer business, that could stay around for many more quarters to come. And if they can even get into the green, what does that even look like? If they really actually post a positive of 50,000 or 100,000, is that going to be considered enough? So that's just kind of my pushback against this. Again, like I disclaimed, I'm no financial expert. I'm no stock expert. So do with that as you will. But my pushback against this, they're recommending a buy from neutral because maybe there's going to be a turnaround story on the lead cleanup. But again, the lead cleanup is going to go away. That's not going to be around forever. Even if capital costs have to be put up, that's not going to be around forever. Verizon not growing on the consumer side, I think, is more of a pressing issue, in my opinion, pressing matter, that we have yet to see how they're going to really fix that. The new plans that they introduced on the My Plan were already perceived in the negative light. And now they introduced this unlimited ultimate that costs more, and there's really no extra value added that justifies the extra cost, right? You go from 30 gigs of hotspot to 60, cool. That's 30 more gigs. There's a lot of people out there that don't really use the hotspot. They just have 30 gigs sitting there just to have it sitting there. A lot of people don't use that. Some do, but most people that use a hotspot, they have like a separate device that they put a SIM in and they take with them for their laptop and stuff. So it's going to be I think it's going to be very interesting to really follow this Verizon story. To see, okay, can they get to the growth? And what does that even look like? Can they do 250, 300,000? Is that enough? Is 100,000 still considered a fail? That's something to look into. And the fact to just sit there and say that the dividend looks safe because we could hear about a turnaround story of the lead cleanup, I just can't really get with that. That's not something that's going to be around for forever, like I said. And if I'm if I'm an investor, I have to be concerned with, I have to overlook this, this lead stuff, and I have to be concerned with, is Verizon going to start growing again on the consumer side? So let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. I look forward to reading your guys' comments. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.